Welcome to this series of tutorials on using the Acrobat 3D Toolkit, which ships and installs with Adobe Acrobat 3D. You can use the Acrobat 3D Toolkit to add materials, create animations such as exploded views, edit lighting, and save these files as a 3D object or 2D raster vector image. This tutorial, the first in a series of 3, focuses on optimizing the UI for various workflows within the Acrobat 3D Toolkit. I'll start by setting up the viewport for producing technical 2D drawings. The ideal background color for this workflow is white. To change the viewport color, go to Tools and click Options. Then select the background top and change it to white. If the background bottom is a different color, repeat this process. Right-click in the menu area and go to the Display menu. Then change the display from Solid to Line Illustration. Notice that the display now mimics a technical illustration drawing. In this case, the white background in the viewport simulates the background of most printed technical illustrations. Next, we are going to look at some of the hidden menu features in the Acrobat 3D Toolkit. To help reduce the clutter in the UI, many of the features and tools that you'll need are accessible using the mouse right-click. These can be turned on and off as desired. By right-clicking in the viewport, you have access to a variety of tools. You can also select all objects in a drawing. By right-clicking on the actual viewport name, in this case the username, you can change the perspective to top, front, left, or right. Or choose a more complex view, such as ISO, diametric, and trimetric. You can also select the viewport render mode by right-clicking on the viewport name. In this case, I'll change the render mode from solid to solid outline. To isolate parts, click a part to select it. Then right-click the part and click Invert Selection. All other parts will be selected. Now right-click and select Hide Unselected. The part that you had originally clicked will now be hidden. To reveal all the parts, right-click again and select Show All Objects. Going a step further, you can select one object or press the Control key and select a number of objects, and then right-click the selection to create a group, attach the objects to a specific group, detach the objects from a group, delete the objects, or run specific tools on those selected objects. The top menu is another area that offers a variety of right-click options. Currently, only a handful of all the available menus are displayed. By turning on the display mode, you can change the viewport render modes for all viewports or a single viewport. You can also turn on Object Position. This display appears in the lower left-hand portion of the screen and displays the XYZ coordinates of selected objects. You can use this coordinate information when you modify objects with a transformation or move tool. So, when in doubt, right-click anywhere in the UI to expose more functionality. Pressing the F12 function key enlarges the selected view to single viewport mode. If you zoom in on an object and select it in the viewport, the object highlights in red. Also, the bounding box and axis of the selected objects become visible. You can change these parameters by clicking Tools and then Options. On the 3D View tab, you can select different drawing methods for the selected objects. In this case, the bounding box is turned on and Show Object Axes is checked. If you want to, you can view the selected objects as a wireframe instead of a bounding box by selecting Wireframe and turning off Bounding Box. You can also uncheck Show Object Axes if the viewport becomes too cluttered with overlapping axes when you select multiple objects. Another way you can change the rendering mode is with the X-ray effect. The X-ray effect can help you visualize selected objects. While we're still in this dialog, I will turn off auto-degrade if the frame takes more than 20 seconds. This will allow us to see all objects without degradation of the viewport image. After clicking OK, you will see that the selected object is highlighted in light red, and all the segments that make up that particular selected mesh are visible. By pressing the Control key and clicking, you can select multiple objects and the polygons that make up those particular meshes. The F11 key zooms the 4 viewports to full screen mode. By pressing F11 again, you return to the normal UI mode. F12 takes the active viewport and zooms it larger within the scene. Pressing F12 again takes you back to 4 viewports. One of the most important quick keys that you'll use in the Acrobat 3D Toolkit is the Enter key. Press Enter to optimize the viewports and display the scene tree on the left-hand side. The scene tree is very important for selecting objects either within the viewport or from the bill of materials on the object list. Click Enter again to return to the full UI mode, known as the folder view. You can change folder view to Favorites to view your latest files. Select History to view all the files that you've loaded to date, or search for files on your hard drives or network.